everyone. Welcome to another awesome day of FileMaker training. Today is the first day back after a very awesome pause on air event. So this is kind of what it looked like for those of you wondering about it. So the grass was starting to turn. We've seen other pictures of it before. It already had a hard freeze. There was a really good event. About 105 people or something like that there. More people this year because there was no developer conference. I have not heard anything from Claris about a developer conference, and Sherry Martinez is no longer with Claris or contracted with Claris. So she's the one who normally puts DevCon together. So I don't know if there's going to be a conference next year. Certain senior developers in the community, which have nothing, not part of this, they're all have a running pool of whether there's ever another DevCon again. I thought it's kind of funny. So yeah, kind of pretty. It was a lot of neat stuff. This is another shot from it. This is Clay Mackel was there. Pretty great. And he's pointing out the dinosaurs that are the developers running around eating people. So very exciting. He was there. It was a fun time, a fun event had by all. So today is going to be a continuation of Nick Hunter's conversation. In fact, you've got 5 days of Nick this week. So we're not going to be doing the at the moment, we won't be doing a Claris Studio recap. Anyway, so let's take a look at the broadcast schedule coming up real quick. Oh, well, we should talk about FM Starting Point real quick. So, update on this. So we shipped it kind of last week. It is ongoing. It's going. It's looking pretty good. We have new updates. We're going to have a new version of Lite, which will be even more simplified. We'll have a updated version of the standard release and the updated version of the expand or enhanced release. So those are the three versions that are officially kind of supported. At some point here, yeah, and then we'll make we always have a little bit of README information on the ones that are the NIC release. So the NIC release is actually a fourth version that we have. We don't really support it because it's NIC's own shenanigans. And so if you want to know how that one works, or if you want it, it's a separate download. You have to request it separately. Or you go to the description. If you're watching this on YouTube or something, go to the description, grab the download link, and you'll get the NIC specific release, which is not designed to be a complete CRM. Nick, are you there? Right? Yes?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It's designed to be a technology demonstrator, not something you're going to use to start a CRM, right? Very, very, very important. So that is what's going on that side of things. So the upcoming broadcast schedule this week is all NIC all the time. So let me hit the live training schedule. Here it is. So we've got like that's 6 days of NIC, right? It's a lot of NIC. That's too much NIC. You might need a NIC suppressor with so much NIC. It's going to be tough. You guys, by the way, I won't always be there. You need to make sure that if he says something really bizarre, like he makes up a new word like scramble your raviolis or that kind of stuff, write it down for me so I get to experience your confusion with you later on. That would be really great. So today and tomorrow, the next 3 days are all going to be about PSOS, Perform Script on Server. We've kind of talked about this a little bit before, but we kind of come back and retouch on these topics. Then Thursday, Friday, and then the following Monday is going to be 3 days of multilingual shenanigans. This is all from Michelle Gravel. This was his idea. So welcome to fmtrain.tv. Real quick, as a reminder, you're looking at fmtrain.tv. We are toying with other names, other domains, because eventually FileMaker, the FM will go away. We're not sure what decade that will be. It's apparently on a very slow track. So nothing really earth-shattering has happened since the last time we talked. I do know that Claris is working on finalizing, and they've tried to lock down the final changes on 19.6. They are working on a 19.7. What's in 19.7, I don't really know, although you're looking well into next year sometime when that comes out. So that's going on. And then, of course, as to support the channel, if you want to support the channel, we greatly appreciate it with all the free training, because once again, this is free. Once again, for free. We've got the annual training subscriptions right here. We greatly appreciate all that. So, Nick Hunter, are you ready to take over and talk about PSOS?
PSOS, yes, I'm ready.
What does PSOS stand for? It sounds for particular strategy of operating systems.
Yes, something like this. It's perform script on server.
I'm going to stop sharing. We're going to go to some more Nick action. So Nick, you can share, and then I'm going to kind of slowly disembark here.
Okay, everybody. So thank you for joining today. So today it's not the first time we talk about this, but I'm going to be more detailed. So far we did some, I think it's in 2021. So last year that we did the demo on PSOS and stuff like that. But it was 1 hour kind of webinar. So we are going to do that 3 hours of webinar on PSOS and their error handling and what can go wrong on the PSOS, what you must take care of and be careful because you can ruin totally, completely your server with a PSOS. You can do a big damage on your file, on your server, if you don't if you don't take care of many things, right? So, and that's why you need to understand very well how PSOS works because it happens to the best of us. Like last week, I crashed a server with a PSOS. I had like 30 people launching a PSOS that was never ending. Um, every time they were committing a record in the main table. So imagine that you have 30 people committing like this, and each time you have a PSOS that is creating records. So I landed with a 120 gigabytes file and with something like 120 million records in one table. So you need to be careful, and it will happen to you. What I just told you, and it happened to everybody because unfortunately we cannot take care of all their eventualities, and that's why you need to organize your perform suite on server. Your script that you perform on server. You need to organize them in a very, very disciplined way. Okay, so you need to be careful, and that's why the error handling is very important for many reasons. First, it can help you prevent problems. Secondly, it can help you debug, which is also preventing problem. Okay, and it can make your script more efficient. That can be easy to debug and prevent problems. So every time, everything, the error handling is very important. That's why we are going to focus on this and focus on how PSOS works and how you can break things. And I'm going to show you how to prevent what you need to be careful all the time. So you have, because on PSOS, you can do two big mistakes. The first is creating like 2 billion records, or you can just go and delete all records. That's, and you don't know why. You click and poof, you have no records suddenly. So you have your 10,000 contacts gone, okay, or your 2,000 invoices gone. So you have to be careful on this. So I'm sharing my screen so you can. Margaret, okay, yes. So
what's up?
No, it's okay. I didn't see my screen sharing. So
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Now you're good.
Okay. So first, for you guys that doesn't know about the error handling, FileMaker has a list of codes that refers to an error, okay, or type of error or category of error. So sometimes, unfortunately, FileMaker returns an error and say, "What the heck is this?" And unfortunately, it's not easy to return an error for every type of problems, right? So in this file here that I will give you at the end, but you can download it. We have a file named PSOS, Margaret, somewhere. We can share it to the people. So FileMaker has errors. So here I have a table with all the errors listed as a record, right? So you have categories of errors, So here is all about things missing, from 100 to 200. From 100 to 121 is all about missing. Then you have all about file access denied and password or whatever, you don't have access privilege and stuff like that. The 200s. Then you have the 300s. It's all about the file table records, record modification, layout is being used, a record is being used by another users. That the 300. And then you have the 400. Is everything is about salts and fines and things that export invalid, fine invalid, salt invalid. Okay, so invalid stuff. So you have the 500, right? It's all about values and stuff like that. Value doesn't know, all about inside the fields. Then you have the 600, etc. So the print and the graphics and their print error, stuff like that. The 700, you have no permission for this. No, 800. So see, you have kind of categories of errors, say 700, the 800s, the 900s, and the 1000, 1200, and stuff like that, right? So and FileMaker keeps updating their errors. So you have to sometimes, if you do the technique I do, you have to upload import a new list, right? With the new errors, right? But anyway, the most important errors are there since the beginning of FileMaker. So, the 400, the 101, this one, file missing, but 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, those are really, really recurring errors that you get. The 400s, because it's all about finds. So when you type something and you don't find it, So you have all errors here, very important. The 401, 2, 3, they are extremely they are extremely important. The 4, they're important because they return information about like, for example, if you have a sort script steps and you are sorting with the wrong fields because you copy and paste a sort script step and you had inside fields from another table and you break this, that is said, okay, sort is invalid. That can give you an indication of a bug you have in your script, right? So those are errors here. We can use them to our advantage, right? So the first thing, how we can get and use error. So that's the best thing. The first thing we all know, right, is to have a script, debug it, right? And then we have to see here, it shows you the last error encountered. So, for example, here I have a very broken script here to do a demonstration. So the first step, we go to a layout that named test, but this layout doesn't exist. So a return layout is missing, right? Then we go to a related record, but I didn't put any indication here. So I forgot to do that, or you delete for example, you deleted the relationship and you forgot to update, So let's say, for example, you do something like this, right? So let's build a relationship and let's break it, right? Let's break it. So which table am I in? Okay, I'm in global. So let's go to global. Okay, let's go here. And I'm building a relationship, whatever, right? I'm building whatever relationship, right? So the relationship works. I'm doing this and I say, okay, I want to go to data 2, right? Using the current layout, right? So my script works, and suddenly I decided to delete this. I have no warning whatsoever, right? And then suddenly all the scripts that goes to that table was broken. And sometimes you can just forget that you have when you have 1,000 or 2,000 scripts like I have sometime, you completely forget that you have a PSOS or you have a script that use that table, but you have absolutely no warning that you're going to break anything, right? So, so now your script is broken. So when you debug this, it's okay. We go there, and so this you have an error here. You have an error. Table is missing 106. So you see, you have an error here. The error, you have kind of a number here, right? So each error has a number and an explanation. So 0 is no error, and here we have 105 layout is missing. 106 table is missing. And then we have, here scripts for the same thing. Look, let's say you have a perform scripts within the script, and then you delete the script, and you will get no warning whatsoever, and you're going to break your stuff. So you say, okay, script is missing. So you have a 104. And then we do a perform find that looks perfectly fine, right? But it finds something, it tried to find something that doesn't exist. So you have no records match the request, right? So you have errors with numbers, right? So you say, okay, how can I use this, right? So first of all, we have, for that, there's a function, right? That name get last error, okay? So that's the most useful. So the last error, so you see, it keeps the last one in memory, The last error encountered in that machine, in my machine, the last error I encounter is 41. So that is important because the last error, that's why it's named last error. The last error was 41, and that information is available until you get a new error or no error, right? So that will be available to you until you try another script step, right? So that the last script step performed was a perform find without no matching records, and the error was 41, right? So thanks to that get last error, so what can we do, for example? Let's say you have something like this, right? So I go to, let's build a new scripts, right? And we say find people or find data, okay? No date, find data. Oh, okay. So I have a script like this. So I'm going to the data table. Where's my data? Data. Right? So I have this. And here what happened, okay? So here what will happen if I don't take care of this error. Perform find, right? And I perform the find, and I said here in field 1, I want hello. I want to search for hello, right? And I want to find hello and delete all requests, all records with this. So I put the on purpose to save my butt in case of doing something wrong, because I don't want to delete this. But I can delete it. It's okay. So what happened if I do this, right? So let's perform this, right? I'm here. I want to find hello and delete all the hellos, right? So I go there. Okay, cancel. I need to put a set error capture because I don't want the error to pop up. So set error capture. Okay. So let's debug. I go there, perform, right? Yeah, but this is not big. Okay, anyway, so we can do something else, but you understand. So if what I want to demonstrate here is to, no, I should have used the go to records, but it's okay. And if you don't take care of this, right? And or we can do something like this. I'm in data, so go to records and where I can go. I'm in data. Yeah, I can go to here. I'm creating something that I know it won't work, right? So I want to go there with the current layout, show this, right? So how that will work, right? So I'm going there, show. Okay. I'm going there. I'm doing go to records. How I can do that? Normally, it should have show everything. Anyway, so if I do something like this, I have the risk, whatever. I don't know why it doesn't work, but it's okay. I have the risk that I could delete all record by mistake, and you don't want that to happen, right? Or I can just do this. Yeah, I think so. How can I want to break something? I can do it. It happened to me all the time, and right now I cannot do it. What the heck? Yeah, okay, sure. I'm going there. I'm getting there. Don't worry. So go. Okay. Finally. So the go to a record didn't work, right? It didn't work, but look what happened here. It didn't work, and now I'm doing delete all. So what happened? Boom. Bye. Adios, amigos, right? So you delete your stuff and you deleted your what's the name? You deleted your data, and there's nothing you can do for it. It's gone. It's deleted, right? So how we can do for that? So we use the get last error. So my way, I prefer. There's two ways to do that. First, you say if get last error. So you have doing this, you say, okay, whatever the error, right? If you do this, you don't need to know equal for one or one. No, you don't need. Whatever the error I'm going to get, if I get any error, right? Just at you stop everything. Okay. So that's the first way to do that. So what happened? So if I do it again, it's broken, doesn't work, right? I have an error, and it halt. Boom, it killed. Terminate. So you protect yourself. You protect yourself against any eventuality, right? So that the first. So that means if there's an error, whatever, you have to stop it. You kill everything. Stop it. There's nothing wrong. That's another way is to say if not error, then do this. So see the difference here. We have a difference here. Before I was saying if there's an error, stop. Now I'm saying if there's an error, if there's no error, do it. Right? So like this, boom, boom, it gets an error and it will ignore it. So you have two ways to do that. Right? So now you have another way, right, to do something better. So you said this, right? You said this, and you say, if there's an error, you say show dialog. And then you can put your personal message. Say, for example, error. So this is typically what I do. Error ends gets last error. Okay. And here you can say the typical message that we get, you know, an error and gets last error and occurred, right? Occurred, and you can say, please contact your administrator. Okay, this is the typical message that we get from system and stuff like that. And then you say, okay, you said this miss, those miss, no, this miss. And then, right, you say this, and you say else, do this. So you see, now I'm enhancing my experience right now. So if I debug this, this is what I get. Go, there's an error, it will show the dialog. Boom. You know, error 5. An error 5 occurred. Please contact your administrator. Dismiss. And then it will ignore the delete all, right? Right? And then you can enhance your experience again. You can see if, right, gets last message choice equal 1. Alors, c'est okay. That's an opportunity to me to explain how this works, because I know some of you know doesn't know the last message, right? So here we have, so it's not clear, and since the beginning, FileMakers always didn't want to modify this. This layer, this dialog didn't change since FileMaker 4 or 5. And so here you have the button 1, 2, and 3. So it's not at all explicit. So the last message choice will be the answer of the button 1, 2, and 3. Demonstration. Default button, you know, contact. Okay. Second, I don't know, retry. Okay. And the other, cancel. Or you know, yeah, cancel. So now we have three buttons here, right? And here we have this. Okay. So if I debug this and I show display the debugger, and I say, oh, I'm in the wrong script. Sorry for that. So, boom. So I'm here, I'm debugging this. Go, get an error, and then I have the dialog. And then you have, and this is where FileMaker is confusing everybody. This is button 1, 2, and 3. Yes, don't ask me. Don't ask me. But anyway, this is how it is. So not only is not at all easy to understand this, so that's why we hear, you know, the 1, 2, 3, the message, the buttons, right? So, but when you return this, let's say I'm returning the contact, for example. So if I go to my watch stuff here and I want to say the last message choice, it is 1, right? That's the last message choice, 1. If I do it again and I pick 2, here it says 2. If I do it again and I pick 3, you guessed it, here we say 3. So 1, 2, 3, right? Based on the dialogue, right? So you can pop a dialogue and then launch an action, right? And you can say if the first button, right? If I click the first button, the last message choice equal 1, I can say, I don't know, email, right? Send email, right? And then you can say else, else if, sorry. Copy this. 2, you can say perform script, whatever, right? And you can say if 3, whatever, alt, whatever, okay? So you can enhance your experience based on the error, right? Of course. So do we have any questions so far?
We have one from David Angel. Same if script step is halt or exit script? Question mark.
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. The question is the same if script step is halt or exit?
Okay, so what's the difference between halt and exit? Exit has, or I'm going to get there, okay? But the difference is alt will halt everything running, will stop everything. So if you have scripts on pause, or if you are running a script within a script, that halt will halt everything, right? Everything. So that's why sometimes, especially on PSOS, you love halt because you're sure that it's the nuclear weapon, okay? It stopped, it killed everything. Exit has more, it's less hard. Okay, but I'm going to get there because we are going to use exits as the exit script step, right? We are going to use it. But for this, most of the time when you get something like this and you have a delete after that, you want to make sure that you kill everything. But we could use this. In that case, we'll do the same. But this we won't do the same all the time. And the exit script has something here, and I'm going to explain it how it works, but not now, So let's do something else, okay? So let's do something else. Let's do a perform find, a perform quick find, for example, okay? Based on here, and I want to, on this, on the global, on this. I want to perform find based on what I put in that field, right? So far, so good. I want to find something based on this, right? So here now we can use the errors more precisely, okay? So the first error I'm going to show you is this. First, the most common. Yeah, we can do this. The most common. So let's rename this quick find. Okay. So the most common error we get here is this one. the find criteria are empty. Yeah, because I didn't put anything here. So I have, right, the find criteria empty. So let's take another table. Let's create a new, hold on, let's create a new layout, right? And let's put, I am on, no, I don't want this table. I want another table, I want data. Come here, and I want to put those two fields, okay? And I want to find based on where is it? Where is it? Okay, here. Based on this field, which is the global. So this is a search field, right? Search field. Search. I want to search on this field, right? And so I'm changing this. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So I want to search on that field, right? So I perform, and it said empty. So what you want to do, so that's the first error, for 400, right? Then I'm searching for something that it won't find, right? So it will return another type of error, 4.1. So here we have two errors, right? And of course, if what do I, okay. If I want to look for models, okay, I'm putting something, I know it will find it. What do I get here? No errors, right? No errors because he found it. But now you want to do something more, like evolved, right? We can say the first error you want to do is when you get here, you say, okay, if the error, so let's delete all of those things. If the errors equal 400, okay? What do you want to do? You want to show all records, right? So let's, yeah. Yeah, this, I don't want. I perform this, and if it's 400, I want show all, right? So let's put nothing here. I have one record found here. So if I say this, I say, okay, click perform find. The error equal 400, then show, and I have 10. Now you say, yeah, that's cool. But now I want else if this error equal 4.1, then I want the dialog here saying, okay, no record match. Okay. And here you can say there's no record, or there are not record matching. And then you can say, you can be more precise, matching ends, and you can put the global fields that is on here, right? And you can say, okay, like this. There's no record. Okay. So now we have two things. First error here said when there's 400 show all. Boom. Now, if I put something like this and I do it again, and I say perform find, I have an error 4.1, So he said, okay, he passed this one because it doesn't match. Then he said, okay, oh, there is a 4-1, right? And you say, okay, there's no matching record, right? So you can click OK and go, right? So, and here you can say, for example, you can say go to fields, select, and go to global to search something else. So you enhance your experience doing this, and show dialogue, okay, and go, and now you're ready to type something else, right? So, and you can do this, and you can say, okay, retry, right? So you can enhance based on the error. And then here, you can say, and if there's no error, do it, you know? If I go there, perform this, there's no 400, there's no 401, so he do the thing, he found Mozart, right? So this is how you enhance your experience, right? With the error. So you understand now that you can go further. So now, let's say you have, right? Let's say you have two things, right? And let's say you want to keep this. You want to keep this error. You want to keep the errors tracking along, right? Along the scripts. So you have first error, then you say you go to layouts, a layout that doesn't exist, right? Right? And then you want to perform a find, and like this, that won't work. And you want to keep all the errors. You want to keep them all, right? So how you do that? You know, I want them all. You use this technique. You set a variable that you call error. The first error list, or list of error, whatever, list of errors. So you say, okay, the first, you want to get the last error in this one. That's the first. So that's what happened. So it will do, right? It will do the thing, perform, there's no error, right? So now we set the variable, and the variable we say 0. The variable says, the variable says 0, right? Okay. So you have I put a global variable, but you can use a locals if you want. Okay. We use this for the first error, right? For the second error, I want to keep track, right? I want to keep track of this. I duplicate this, and then I say, put, yeah, I know, I'm using the list all the time because it's very convenient. Put whatever is in the variable and add the next error. Oh. So what will happen now? It will create the first one with this error. Then it will create, right? It will create another variable, the same variable, the same name, the same name, but that's the particularity of the variable. You can call the variable and replace the current variable with something else that can be itself. So that's what I want to demonstrate, demonstration. So let's put an error here, okay? So first, there's an error for one. It will store the error here. Yeah, but I need to deactivate this for now. Okay. So that's a 4-1. What happened here? It says 4-1, right? Then I go to layout, there's no layout test. Now I have a 105, right? And we can keep going, right? Duplicate this, just duplicate it, boom, and we put it here. And it will add to the same variable the content of the variable and the new error. So demonstration. I go there, I have an error, I go there, I have an error, right? And I try to perform find and I have an error. So I have here I have 3 errors, right? I have a 4-1, I have a 105, right? And I have 4-1 again. I have 2 4-1, this one, and you can keep going. We can keep going. For example, if you want to add those, right? So we can add those, and we can just duplicate this, put this here, duplicate this, put it here, right? So we have many errors like this. So let's blank this for the demonstration, right? So here, right? So I blank the variable. So there's no variable, you know? The first will happen, boom, it's 4-1. The second will happen, boom, it's 105. The third will happen, boom, it's 4-1 again. The fourth will happen, it's 5. And the fifth, it's 104. So now you have a complete list of all what happened in your what's the name? In your script. You have a complete understanding, and just it's easy now. So you can enhance this if you want, right? Or putting something like this, because sometimes you can. I wish FileMaker could do that, but you can say I never do that, but okay, let's say quick find, right? Equal. So you can do something like this, right? So you put this, because we can do whatever we want, right? Here you say, here it's what it is. Go to layouts, right? Then you can say perform find. You got the point, but I'm going there. Then you can say, so you can say go to records, and then you can say which one? Perform scripts. So now you have a better understanding, even better, right? So let's try. So the first error. So let's see that viewer here. Quick find. Go to layout. Perform find, etc. And at the end, you get this. So now you can debug your stuff, right? So it's easier to debug, right? So when you have complex scripts, you can do that. You can also use the line of the number of the line, but I don't use this because it's moving. A script is never static. So I saw some people using the line number, but it's because we don't have the possibility to get the line number of the script, right? So so do we have any questions so far?
Yes, we've got 2. What steps return slash don't return slash don't return an error slash lack of errors? I've noticed that I can do some steps and still use get last error.
Okay, I don't understand the question. What slash? I don't understand.
Sorry, what steps don't return errors?
None. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah, no, sorry. The if all the red, I mean, red for me, which is because you can change that. So that's why I'm saying for me, right? So because you can change the color, right? All the script flow, okay? All this, right? Wants and the comments, right? So all the script flow won't return error like loop or halt, obviously, exits. No, this one, exits, scripts. I don't perform scripts, right? Perform fine, yeah, no, perform scripts, perform, um, stuff that are perform script on server. All of those won't affect the last error. So for example, if I say here, I want to reinstate this, right? I want to reinstate this, right? This step, if I put a show dialog here, oh, I have it. Let's say I'm going to do a 101 or 4-1, okay? And here, in here, I'm calling here, so I have this, right? So I will have this and this before, right? So I have this, and here I can even go, I can even do this something like this, get last error, right? Oh, sorry for that. Okay, so I'm going to perform this. I do the perform quick find. I have the error right now. This didn't cancel the error. This didn't cancel the error. I still have it, right? Oops, sorry. Ooh. I still have it. And it's still available in this script step. So I'm here, I'm in line number 9, right now. And I got this one before. So the script flow doesn't affect doesn't affect the get layout, the get last error. You will never get an error out of this. So the flow won't change the get last error. So I hope I answer the question. I think so.
I don't know because that's on YouTube, so I won't know until I hear back.
Yeah, obviously the question was this. So it's which script steps is not affecting, because I think the user, the audience, the guy, didn't he noticed that have some script step that return errors, some doesn't. So like I said, like FileMaker said, that's why I refer here to give the right name, the script flow. So those colors, right? But you can change the color. So that's why I cannot say, oh, the red one, because maybe you have blue, right? So the script flow doesn't return errors. So no, another question?
We have one from Ruben. Ruben, I downloaded all of the error messages from Claris's website and put them into a table with English and Dutch translations. So I always see an error message next to an error number. Is there a better way? Question mark.
Oh, yeah, you need to do a little bit of work, homework on your table and separate the number. Yeah, I know the problem you got. You can separate the number to the text and do something like I've done. I don't know if I have still no, I don't have the code, but it's easy. So something I want to show you that can help you to do that. FileMaker will do something like this. It will give you, so let's copy this. Let's say one with a lot of text. Let's take the 4 one, no, the 4 one, this one. Okay. So you have this, that's the 4 one. So FileMaker give you something like this, 4 1 space this, boom. This is what you get, okay, right? And what you want is to extract, right, the number, right, and you want to extract the number, right, and to remove the number. Right? So what you do here, right, you say this, write word, and you want to go there, and you want the word number 1, right? No, left. Sorry, left. So you have 4 1. It will extract 4 1 because you have the space for him. So if you have 2 0 1, it will extract whatever is there. So now, how to extract? And you want to say something like this. You want to extract the text, right? So you say, okay, I want the middle word, okay, of the same text, right? And you want to start with this 2, and the number of word, you say 9999. So now you extract, the text, everything that is after. So that will be the word number 2. We will start there. Fortunately for us, FileMaker is intelligent sometime, and it will skip the space here because you won't consider that a word. So it will start there until there, and then it will stop there, and it will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until 1 million, right? So this is how you do. So now you have you have a kind of a replace, right? You have a list. You have you have your what's the name? You have a field with your text like this, right? And then you have another field. Say, okay, I want the number, and another field that is the description, and then you say replace left word on the error code, and replace middle word the whatever field from the 2, and then you have the description. Hope I'm answering the question. Yes or no?
Ruben says he is good. So
Okay.
cool. In that case, are you good to go, Nick? Or do you want
Yeah, no, it's 4:07 my time, so it should be 2:07 for you. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good on my schedule because that the first. So we today we learn how to manipulate the code. We learn how to identify the code. We learn how to position yourself in the scripts, the different way to catch the errors, catch any errors, catch an error with a number, play with it, have a dialogue to answer with the get last message choice. Then we have the variable that you can track an error, and then the variable that you can track a list of error. So we learned a lot about the error here, right? So I hope it was interesting because and then now with this you can do whatever you want, right? I just put stuff here to make sure that you understand, what I'm saying. Now tomorrow we're going to learn to use this on PSOS because now you know how to use that on PSOS. It's so easy. Okay, but I want to. I'm going to come with a real world example of how I'm handling and what I'm tracking, right? To do something like this, and the next day we're going to learn how to use that error handling and keep track of it, right? Keep track of it and track many other things that will be interesting. So, and we're going to learn a little bit of PSOS. I'm going to come back on PSOS tomorrow, the fundamental of PSOS, right? How to position yourself, what you need to take care of, the thing that, the trap you don't want to fall on. So, I think that will be good tomorrow.
Yep, I think we're good. Thank you very much, Nick. We greatly appreciate it as always.
Yes.
So I'm going to share my screen and then run audio.
See you tomorrow, guys.
See everyone tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.
Got a report of an individual up here who may be a FileMaker license. Well, it's potentially expired. Look at the back of that car right there. Looks like the FileMaker license has expired. Sir, I need you to step out of the vehicle. Sir, step out of the vehicle. Sir.